The following is a Richie on Sports production.
From the river parishes to Slidell, now to the West Bank of New Orleans. We're at 9 Mile Point, another lovely Blue Haven pool from Vernon and Denise Bourgeois. Welcome to the Purple, Black, and Gold. I'm Eric Ritchie alongside former Saints quarterback John Forcade. 3-0 the Saints, a perfect 4-0 LSU. Man, it is awesome to be doing this show. We picked a good time, didn't we?
Oh, anytime you can sit up here and look at the TV camera and say, hey, one's 4-0, one's 3-0, but there's a lot of football left, Eric. Let's get right to it.
The Saints, of course, a 3-0 record after beating Arizona at the Dome 31-7. Again, John, defense was the key. 4 sacks, 2 interceptions. 2 of those sacks came from Cam Jordan. Let's hear from the Saints defensive end, who's turning into quite the pass rusher these days.
We're 3 in, and we got to keep it going. We got to keep pushing. And I'm just part of the D-line that's able to get it done. I mean, my interior guys have so much pressure in the pocket. You got Big Akeem, who's a monster. You got Tyron Walker, who's really coming on. And you got Lil Glenn Foster, who's doing a great job. As far as New Orleans knowing me, it's great, thanks. And as far as the nation, I'm just really trying to grind and keep the team going. And I mean, there's no point in being nationally recognized if we don't have anything to show for it.
Cam Jordan's having one phenomenal season so far. Only 3 football games right now, but his defense is so much better than last season's defense, and it's led by Cam Jordan.
Drew Brees in the offense, hard to believe, almost outshadowed again for a second consecutive week. Drew with 3 more touchdowns, had a touchdown rushing as well, and another huge game from Jimmy Graham. The numbers, 9 catches, 134 yards. He's certainly a matchup problem. John, the Saints offense has been outstanding.
The passing game, not the running game.
Right.
The offense has been outstanding. Jimmy Graham is definitely looking for big money right now. He wants that new contract. He's probably telling Drew, get me the ball as much as you can, throwing to him as much as they can right now. I just love what the offense is doing, except they got to have a running game, Eric.
Drew Brees throws now for 1,021 yards through 3 games. Let's hear now from number 9.
Listen, we know at times defense are going to come in and they're going to be gung-ho to stop something, and it was obvious that they came in saying, we're going to load the box and we're going to stop the run, and let's see if you can beat us outside. We're going to try to get pressure on you, and we were able to exploit that a little bit and get some big plays, and we go into halftime with 14 points, but just knowing that, man, there's so many other opportunities out there, we're going to keep plugging away with the run game. We got some big plays in the run game there towards the end of the game, and then on the final drive, and that's what it's about. It's about finishing. We want to finish with our offense on the field, running the ball well, running out the clock, continuing to control the game, and I felt like we did that in the second half.
As we told you leading up to this game, the Cardinals have a little version of LSU West going on. Tyrann Mathieu had 10 tackles and 1 big interception of Drew Brees in the end zone. Patrick Peterson, just 2 tackles, but he was also on offense. Had a catch, had a carry for 11 yards, and Kevin Minner injured his hamstring in the last game. He was inactive, says he'll be so for the last couple of games. What was your overall impression of, I guess, Peterson and Mathieu when it comes down to it?
I was impressed with both those young men. One of them played both sides of the football. That was Patterson. But as far as the Honey Badger, I was shocked that he did as well as he did out in the football game, except the fact that how you could put 5'8" Honey Badger on 6'7" Jimmy Graham.
Over and over and over. We asked Tyrann Mathieu about that, as well as Patrick Peterson about being the right-hand man and certainly steering Tyrann in the right direction after this game.
Well, they had a pretty good game plan. I think we were solid in coverage for the most part. Drew Brees, he's a heck of a quarterback. He's fitting that thing in some tight windows. And I think those guys just stuck to their game plan, and they just beat us.
Outside of the loss and the outcome of this game, what was this trip back to New Orleans like for you?
I wanted to come here to win a football game. Simple as that. I wasn't caught up in too much with the outside influences. I wanted to come here to win a football game, and he wasn't able to do that.
Oh, it was fun. It's my first time playing in the Superdome. I've been to some games while I was in college, and this crowd reminded me so much of Death Valley. But obviously we came in on the short end of the stick. I thought we played really well through 2 quarters and a half. We just didn't finish out the game.
It was cool coming back to Louisiana. And obviously, I wish I would have played. It was killing me being on the sideline. I've been playing a lot on special teams and trying to get on the field on defense and whatnot. And with my injury, it's all right. I should be back in a few weeks. It's a grade 2 tear, so it's all right.
And obviously, we've seen you make plays like that before, a knack for the football. But tell us about making an INT here at the Dome.
It was a big play. Obviously, they were up by a touchdown. We wanted to get the ball back to our offense, and that's our mindset. Every time we go on the field, we want to get the ball back to our offense. But unfortunately, we wasn't able to do it.
I'm extremely proud of him. He's been doing a lot of great things for this Arizona Cardinals team. He brings a lot of excitement to the Arizona Cardinals team as well. But we're more than happy. We are more than happy to have him. He's been making plays each and every week, which we knew he would do something like that coming here. He's the playmaker. We're just excited to have him, and we're definitely going to continue to watch him grow.
It seems like you've been his right-hand man, kind of steering him in the right direction. And even on the interception, who was the first guy there to congratulate him in the end zone? Patrick Peterson.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was very excited for him. I teased him a little bit. I told him I was going to come take his first pick, but, since he was home, I let him catch his interception today. But, he's like a little brother to me. I want to continue steering him in the right direction, continue being a positive role model for him, and hopefully continue making plays for us.
Time for us to take our first break on the Purple, Black, and Gold. Later, we'll hear from Jeremy Hill after his SEC Offensive Player of the Week performance against Auburn. But up next, we'll hear from Sean Payton. Again, we're at a Blue Haven pool at 9 Mile Point. Best price, best quality, best warranty, and best service. That's what Blue Haven has to offer. Why don't you log on to bluehaven.com or call today.
This is Robert Namer. Hot talk can only be cooled by an affordable, refreshing backyard resort from Blue Haven Pools and Spas. Since 1954, the #1 choice for building a new pool or existing pool remodeling and service. World's largest, best quality, best warranty, best price. Blue Haven Pools, certified pool designers, fully insured and rated. For health, entertainment, and recreation, visit bluehaven.com. That's bluehaven.com.
The Swamp Room on Veterans Boulevard in Metairie has everything you're looking for. The home of the Swamp Burger, juicy steaks, and a healthy portion of cheese fries. All part of a full-service grill that stays open late. Happy hour every day, 11 to 7, with a wide selection of 22 different beers on tap with hundreds of different bottles to choose from. Compete with your friends on pool tables, darts, golden tee, or try your luck on video poker. 17 flat screen high-def TVs to watch LSU, the Saints, NFL ticket, and the MLB package at the Swamp Room, 5216 Veterans Boulevard in Metairie.
We live here. This is a community that I moved to. I live in New Orleans permanently, and I plan to raise kids here. So, why not invest back in the community that supports us so much?
Malcolm Jenkins brings us back from break, speaking at his Taste of New Orleans, the second annual fundraising event. You can see that entire interview coming up on Outside the Huddle with Tom Gregory, Thursdays at 6 on CST. Jenkins had three tackles in that game. I thought played much better. Of course, now is our segment where we get into Sean Payton and Payton's place. What were your overall thoughts on Sean Payton's performance this week?
I'm still trying to figure out what's he doing about the running game. He's got to find a running game. And I thought the red zone, inside the red zone, was just not there for Sean Payton. Sean Payton's too good of a coach to get in the red zone and not score touchdowns and give up points, take points off the board. Right now, Sean Payton's got an extra day this week to work for the Miami Dolphins. I think he's going to come out looking better and better and better.
Let's hear from the coach now. We call it Payton's place.
Well, we had a good rotation going on inside, and I think that helps when you get some healthy bodies going. And so I think it's a hard position to play to begin with, especially if you're on the field a lot. I thought overall the team defense was very good. After the first drive, we settled in, and the third down statistic we felt was going to be important. It was. I think one of the things we try to do throughout the week in game planning is look at plays with names attached to them. there's a progression that takes place, and yet there's certain times where there's a play called, and look, there's a good chance Marcus Colston's the primary target, and if he's open, he's probably going to get the football. And no different than Meacham, no different than any one of those guys really on our offense. And the touchdown Robert scores on is going to be a big play either for Jimmy Graham or for Robert Meacham. It wasn't the specific play we were referencing in the openers, but he did a good job with his release. I said earlier when we were able to sign Robert, he's running well, and we feel like we've got a pretty good handle on the things he does well, and it's good to have him back. Well, I was in the 4-minute really at the end, so he did a good job handling, the runs he had, and he was excited to get in there. There's a few guys got their first opportunities. Lolito's first game, Kyrie. There's a handful of guys. Foster playing. I mean, these are all not only rookies but rookie free agents. So it was good to see them. I mean, look, your jobs are to reference all those things, and for us, it's noise. What's most important really is this is the game we control this week. It's not all those other things. The team we just played was 4-0 last year at the start of the season, and ended up firing a general manager, a head coach, and our game is too difficult each week, and the one thing we do a good job of is eliminating the distractions.
So there was Coach Payton. Now it's time to look ahead a little bit towards Miami and also kind of look back at another Saints victory against Arizona. Paul Boron now with more on a Saints team 3-0 for the first time since 2009.
Thanks, Eric. Well, as you well know, the Saints have only started 3-0 3 times in the Sean Payton, Drew Brees era. The first time, of course, was in 2006 when they went to the NFC Championship game. The second time was, of course, in 2009 when they won the Super Bowl. Now, this year, they are undefeated once again. And surprisingly, they will face another undefeated team in the Miami Dolphins right here at the Superdome Monday night.
It's early. We were pleased with the start. We had some 2 close games to start, and this one, we handled the second half well. That last drive was good for us to kind of keep our defense off the field. I haven't seen the time of possession yet, but it's a good start.
They're playing good football, and it's Monday night in the Dome. We know it'll be rocking, as it always is. But our goal, our singular focus is to be 4-0, and just each game is like a 1-game season for us. So all our focus will be on this week, getting some guys healthy, and we have an extra day of preparation. So just doing all the right things to make sure we come out and play our best and improve upon this last game.
I feel like 3-0 is better than what we were last year, so that's always a positive outlook. But there's still 13 games left, and there's still so much to learn and still so far to go.
The Saints are 3-0 for a lot of reasons, but one of the biggest is Jimmy Graham. The Saints tight end is dominating defenses this season, 2nd in the league in receiving touchdowns, 3rd in receiving yards, and 4th in receptions. Arizona was the latest proof that teams can't match up against Graham.
We had a lot of man-to-man coverage tonight, and Drew, like he always does, he finds the matchup and exploits it very well. Tonight, as far as me and him goes, we did well in those matchups, and hopefully we can do it again next week.
With Jimmy, unlike the receivers, a receiver's going to get a corner for the most part. Marcus got a couple linebackers because of a formation where we're in, but Jimmy is that kind of that joker player for us. Sometimes he'll draw a safety, sometimes he drew a corner, he drew 32, the nickel. So he's the guy that oftentimes can tell you maybe what coverage you're getting, but it varies who ends up on him.
So Jimmy Graham has been unstoppable, but how about that Saints defense? They've been pretty unstoppable themselves. How about this? They are now 6th in the league in both yards allowed and points allowed. Far cry from a year ago. Now let's send it back to you on the West Bank, Eric.
Paul, thanks. Listen, while we have you, real quick question about a special matchup, and it's ironic that we're on the West Bank as we talk about a special showdown coming up this Monday.
That's right, Eric. Monday night is going to be very special for 2 participants in that game. One a wide receiver, one a defensive back. They are both former Steelers teammates. We're, of course, talking about Keenan Lewis and Mike Wallace, but their bond goes farther back than with the Steelers. They both played together at O'Perry Walker. So it is going to be a unique night for both of them, for sure.
That's Paul Boron. Thanks so much from the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. So it's the Saints getting it done Monday night style this week at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. A matchup of 3-0 teams. The Dolphins with names like Tannehill, Lamar Miller is their leading rusher. And right now, Brian Hartline, not the West Bank's Mike Wallace, is their leading receiver. The Saints are a touchdown favorite. John Fourcade comes back in now for Fourcade's Four Keys. What will it take for the Saints to stay undefeated against Miami?
Fourcade's four keys are this: 2 for the offense, 2 for the defense. You're going to hear me say it over and over and over. The running game. Saints must find them a running game. Secondly, I think if the Saints can do what they're doing on offense with Drew Brees, keep doing it against a young Miami defense, I believe that Drew Brees can get it done. Defensively, what will Rob Ryan have up the sleeve and tricks against this Ryan Tannehill offense? And last but not least, can the defensive backs for New Orleans Saints shut down the throwing game of the Miami Dolphins? There's your 4 keys for this game.
Time for us to take another break. Don't go anywhere because we've got more of Fourcade's Four Keys, LSU style. That's right, the Tigers prepare for a road tilt against Georgia. And what's in store with the Mad Hatter? We find out as we roll on from 9 Mile Point, the beautiful Blue Haven pool. We'll hear later from Vernon and Denise Bourgeois on this pool that's been here for just over a year. We're back on the Purple, Black, and Gold after this.
This is Robert Namer. Hot talk can only be cooled by an affordable, refreshing backyard resort from Blue Haven Pools and Spas. Since 1954, the #1 choice for building a new pool or existing pool remodeling and service. World's largest, best quality, best warranty, best price. Blue Haven Pools, certified pool designers, fully insured and rated. For health, entertainment, and recreation, visit bluehaven.com. That's bluehaven.com.
In the heart of the French Quarter, the recently renovated Spirits on Bourbon, as seen on Spike TV, is your must-see destination on Bourbon Street. With nightly entertainment featuring our dueling piano show. Sing along and have a great time. Spirits on Bourbon, with our world-famous signature drink, the Resurrection, served in our souvenir blinking skull mug with tons of booze and a jalapeno for extra kick. Or try the Barber Beer. It's not a beer, it's a delicious mixed drink with whipped cream vodka, root beer schnapps, cream soda, and topped with whipped cream. Or if you dare, pay homage to our resident ghost, Edward Dubois, and have a shot in his barber chair. Come hungry. Our great food is served 24 hours a day, Thursday through Monday. Steaks, shrimp beignets, shrimp po' boys, and the best gumbo in the French Quarter. And for souvenirs, visit our website at spiritsonbourbon.com. Spirits on Bourbon, 615 Bourbon Street. Welcome back to the Purple, Black, and Gold. Eric Ritchie alongside Ole Miss quarterback John Fourcade, but he's been talking plenty LSU with his new show, Coach's Cabana. You want to make sure you check that out on the net. LSU checked out Auburn to the tune of a 35-21 victory and stayed undefeated. And for the 7th consecutive year, John, the Tigers are starting out 4-0.
It's a heck of a football team. I watched them play this weekend. I watched them play over the last 3 games of the season. I'll tell you this much. LSU is probably the 2nd or 3rd best team in the country right now. And I love where they're going with this. If they can just keep it rolling, watch out at Alabama.
Back-to-back unbelievable rushing performances from Jeremy Hill. A career-high 184 yards, had 3 touchdowns, 2 on his very first touches of the game. His 184 yards, the most at LSU since 2004.
Well, it was a great feeling, man. Just starting off SEC play with touchdowns. That's our goal, man. We want to start fast. That's what we preach every week, just starting fast. And I think we did an okay job of that tonight. We just got to finish the game strong.
The first long one was, awesome for the offensive line to kind of, set the tone of the game. But the other one's kind of shorter. Defense puts in a good position, and we're going to need them to do that throughout the year.
It says a lot about his character and who Jeremy is. I think that his ability for this offense to reach higher heights and continue to grow. It's going to be on the legs and the eyes of Jeremy Hill and that offensive line.
Jeremy's a great running back. Love him when he touch it because got a chance to score. So I'm happy. That's for all our running backs. I'm comfortable with all of them.
Jeremy Hill's 2nd consecutive solid rushing performance. And, of course, this is a guy that is just getting better and better as he gets more touches.
Eric, that's the name again. He's getting more touches. He's back. He's actually in running shape right now because before he missed those 2 ball games because of his suspension. But his play right now has uplifted their offense right now. And it takes a lot of pressure off of Zach.
As far as Les Miles is concerned, a 50-19 overall record in the SEC as he prepares to take his club to Athens to take on the Georgia Bulldogs. It's a segment that we refer to as the Mad Hatter.
Look forward to playing in a game between the hedges and nationally ranked, and our guys are looking forward to it. I can tell you that. Know it's going to be a great environment. Been there before. We'll do our part to prepare to give us all a great game. Defensively, we're improving. We've got some young guys out there taking a lot of snaps. We forced 3 takeaways, and the 2 linebackers, both Welter and Barrow, had 11 tackles each, and it was nice to see Craig Lawson back in the lineup. It never rains in Tiger Stadium, and I can tell you that it was a very stiff, very wind-driven dew that made it inclement weather just the same, and I thought our guys did a great job managing the position that they were in. My daughter at the SEC meetings, Macy, was just happened to go over by the where the T-shirts were being handed out to the coaches, and made an acquaintance with Mark Richt, and she came back after talking to Mark and said, gee, Daddy, he's a really nice guy. She says, do you play those guys? I said, yeah. And so I also have to keep an eye on her this week. I just want to make sure she's not mailing Coach Richt our game plans.
We exit stage left on the purple, black, and gold. When we return, 4 Cades, 4 keys on LSU. Plus, I like these pools so much, like the Bourgeois here at 9 Mile Point, I'm getting one of my own. The second phase of my pool from the Blue Haven guys that offer the pools with health, entertainment, and recreation. Blue Haven Pools, proud to boast that there is a difference with them. We're back after this.
This is Robert Namer. Hot talk can only be cooled by an affordable, refreshing backyard resort from Blue Haven Pools and Spas. Since 1954, the #1 choice for building a new pool or existing pool remodeling and service. World's largest, best quality, best warranty, best price. Blue Haven Pools, certified pool designers, fully insured and rated. For health, entertainment, and recreation, visit bluehaven.com. That's bluehaven.com.
Welcome back to the purple, black, and gold. LSU preparing to take the show on the road big time, taking on Georgia. What do you think? After getting a little SEC taste this past week with Auburn, do you think this team is ready for a road tilt like this?
I'd like to see them go play somewhere else on the road their first game, but going in between the hedges is the toughest place to go play, I think, in the SEC. But you know what? You got to play it. I think they're ready to go play in Georgia.
Afternoon kickoff for LSU and 2-1 Georgia. Of course, the Bulldogs lost 38-35 in the season opener at Clemson. LSU leads the head-to-head series 16-12-1. Let's hear now from some of the Tigers on playing the Dogs.
Georgia, they're going to give our hands full, man. Those guys are really fast, they're really athletic, and they always play us tough. So we got to go in the film room and pick up on some of those tendencies and have a great week of practice and just go out there and execute.
Even though we're going on the road next week, we're still going to approach this team and every other team from this point on as being nameless and faceless. It's about us and the things that we do to prepare.
Now I think we're all adjusted to the SEC style play, because it's the competition's a little bit higher, we feel. And it's the game's a lot faster, and that now that we've already settled in, we've dug our feet in, we've got real settled on this. We're going to be great. We're going to be great coming in this week, and we're going to get prepared for it, and we're going to be sure to really endure this SEC play that we're going to have.
For the first time since 1928, LSU has shot out of the gate with 4 consecutive games scoring 30 or more points. What do they do to keep up and stay undefeated? John Forcade now with his 4 keys.
My 4 keys for LSU are this, mainly. Jeremy Hill, running back, What can he do against that young defensive unit for the Georgia Bulldogs? Second, can Zach Mecklenburger keep it up? He's throwing the ball well, and his receiving cores are unbelievable right now. I love what I'm seeing on the offensive side of football. Defensively, can LSU's defensive backs go up against Aaron Murray? What you don't think about Aaron Murray is he's only got one major win against a top 25 team. And then last but not least, can the defense for the LSU shut out the Georgia Bulldogs? I hope so, but it ain't going to happen.
There you go. There you go. John Forcade's 4 keys for LSU beating Georgia. And as we said, once again, at a beautiful Blue Haven pool. We told everyone last week, again, that it's time that, you know what, I couldn't take it anymore. I am ordering a pool, getting a pool built by Blue Haven Pool. Last week was phase 1, John, the digging. This week, plumbing and steel.
The plumbing is the recirculating system of the pool. It's your, main drain, return lines. This is a pool spa combination, so they'll have the spa jets. All your pump and filter will all be set today. Basically that's the heart of the circulating system of your pool. And then the steel, of course, is the structure of the pool. That'll be, it's all hand tied and hand formed. And when they put it in here, we about 10 inches on center. And there's number 3 and number 4 bars because we use number 4s in the beams to ensure the strength of the pool. We do everything to the code. All of our jobs are permitted, which is a good thing to do. It protects the homeowner and ensures that future homeowners have a product that they know what it is.
This is Robert Namer. Hot talk can only be cooled by an affordable, refreshing backyard resort from Blue Haven Pools and Spas. Since 1954, the #1 choice for building a new pool or existing pool remodeling and service. World's largest, best quality, best warranty, best price. Blue Haven Pools, certified pool designers, fully insured and rated. For health, entertainment, and recreation, visit bluehaven.com. That's bluehaven.com.
Just about to wrap up this week's edition of the Purple, Black, and Gold. Do not forget about our high school football websites, riverparishfootball.com, over 4 million hits in 2012 alone, and our new website, less than a month old, NOLACatholicLeague.com. Now here with the homeowners here with this beautiful Blue Haven pool, it's Denise and Vernon Bourgeois. Thanks so much for having us. Denise, first of all, tell us a little bit about this pool and how much you enjoy it.
It's awesome. It's like being in heaven back here. Didn't think we were going to get our dream come true. Power lines in the back. Blue Haven came through and got everything set for us.
Vernon, tell me about the process. I'm going through it myself right now. What was it like getting your Blue Haven pool installed?
Getting it installed was no problem. They came here, they dug it, and they plumbed it and everything. Everybody worked with us, so it was an easy process. So they're good people to deal with.
What do you like most about your Blue Haven pool?
The versatility of cleaning it. It's so easy to clean because I have this machine and it floats goes on the top, it goes on the bottom, sucks all the leaves up while I lay back. I don't have to do a thing.
And it's all remote control.
I like that. I might have to get one of those machines. Real quickly as well, why don't you tell us about some of your guests tonight? Who is out here with us for this Purple, Black, and Gold, Vernon?
Well, we got Lisa and Kevin, Gail, and Alan, Big Alan. Woo! Who that? And who's this guy over here?
And listen, let's bring in John Forcade right now as we speak to wrap up this week's show. John, what do you think? Does LSU and the Saints, do they stay undefeated?
Undefeated, my boys. They're undefeated. Keep going. One's going to Super Bowl, one's going to BCS.
Yes. Listen, as we leave this week's show, and we want to thank Vernon and Denise Bourgeois, thank you so much for your hospitality. We end a little bit on a somber note, of course. Paul Dietzel, the former LSU coach, coached 7 years in the national championship, passed away at the age of 89 on Tuesday morning. We certainly send our condolences to the family, and we leave this Purple, Black, and Gold show in honor of Paul Dietzel. Good night, everyone.
The one thing that I always emphasize, you've got to be the best that you can be. Now, maybe you can't be an All-American or All-Conference player, but you can be the best that you can be.